Welcome to the Roadrunner time trials. This first group is going to be shooting for about a 5 flat to about a 520 in that range. So we're going to go out at about 75-second lap paces. And you've got athletes that have run closer to 5 and some that have been closer to about 5:30, 5:40. They're all shooting for it right here. Coming through pretty fast on the first lap. It's very windy on the back stretch. So here we have a bit of a tailwind, but coming in to the first lap, this one is about a 74, crossing the finish line there, and onto the second lap. You can see Ian and Charlie, Cope and Weston and Mae following close behind, and Levi also in pursuit. Now, this is a critical lap right here, this third lap coming up, where it gets really difficult, really gritty. 2 laps left, right at about 2:30, so right on 5-minute mile pace after 2 laps. Now, coming into that headwind, coming around, it was, the pace slackened a little bit with the strong headwind, and then you'll see Ian is going to make it up a little bit more on the last lap. So here we come to the start of the 4th lap, the end of the 3rd lap, and it's about 39 degrees right now. It was snowing during the morning. Fortunately, it cleared off just enough to give us a clear track. And we need to be about at 3:45, so about 4 or 5 seconds too slow on that one. You can see Cope, his shoelace came untied on this, but he's still driving. You can see, they're paying for that early fast pace, going a little bit lactic in their legs, and still driving, trying to keep good form and driving for a good mile finish. So here comes Levi, and then we'll see Charlie and Ian come around for the finish. Now, I was pacing this, had to really shift gears here to keep up with Ian. He does a great job kicking at the end. He's wearing some super shoes here, opted to not wear spikes, just to prevent any injury. So great finish by Ian, and here comes Charlie in for the 2nd place finish, and a huge personal best for Charlie. And here comes Weston, also a big improvement for Weston, and Cope as well. Overall great performances there on this blustery day. And here comes Mae. She's run faster. She's run a 5:23 before, but a solid effort here on the day, especially going out earlier in those 74, 75-second first lap, which really taxes you. Okay, and here comes Levi, finishing up with a strong finish for Levi. Okay, next we'll go to the Nike Indoor Nationals. This same weekend, Angie and Susan were competing. Angie's a 6th grader and Susan's a 7th grader competing here in this section 4 of 4. This is the fast heat, and they qualified for this by running a 5:03 for Angie and a 5:10 1600 meter at elevation. So those are very competitive times. Angie actually had the fastest time coming in, but you can see these girls going through the first lap at about a 107, 106. They're coming through. I'm just fast forwarding these 200s. You can see the pursuit pack. Angie and Susan were patient, and they're going to reel them in here. Just their eyes up, not getting discouraged. And you can see we're getting pretty close to halfway here. Just crossing the halfway in 227, 228, and we got 4 laps left. And you can see now they've caught them. Angie is moving up on the outside with Susan there in the 2 Roadrunner uniforms. And the exciting thing about this race is just not only their patience, but also these last few laps where they just really are competing, being strategic about where they make the moves, getting a bit of a draft, and trying not to get boxed in, trying to surge on the straightaways. And there you can see Angie taking the lead. Again, 6th grade. She's going to go on to break the 5-minute mile for the very first time in this race and set a new national record for 6th graders, at least from the database that we've been able to see. Okay, and here is Susan, also in pursuit. Now Susan, one of her goals with this, going from a 5:10, she wanted to see how fast she could go, try to hang there with Angie. She's doing a great job of that. Okay, and here they go. They've got just 2 laps left and the pace is quickening. They're trying to stay in lane 1. Now you can see they're running against some 8th grade girls, Angie in 6th grade, Susan in 7th grade, and really driving with those arms, trying to keep good form. And this is the Nike Indoor National Championship, so girls from all over had to qualify 5:45 mile or faster for provisional, and then automatic even faster than that. And there you can see this is going to be the last lap where Angie really starts to move here. Takes a very strong move right there with about 150 meters left. And you can see she's driving to the end. I love the expression on her face as she rounds the corner and sees the finish line. Just that expression of excitement and probably exhaustion as well. There she goes. She's almost there to the finish line and breaks the tape in 4:57. Susan right there, 5 flat, 0.5 at 1600 meter and 5:02 low for her mile time. So excellent run by Angie, 1st place, Susan 4th place, and both of them right at the 5-minute 1600 or below, and just a little bit slower for the mile, but fantastic performance for both of them. A way to show up. Okay, so now back to our time trial. This is Oaklie. She is going to try to run a 5:20 mile at altitude. Her prior best, 5:29 or 5:27, so she's going to try to hit a big PR today in the blustery conditions. She's been working hard, a lot of cross training. Okay, so there we go. We're going to start this next heat. And our first lap, we're going to try to hit about 80 seconds. You can see a shoe on the track. Also Peter doing his warm-up. And so the other, we have the coaches warning them that runners are coming and getting the shoe off of the track. There's, okay, giving a high five to one of the runners. Right there, just a little bit under, 2 seconds under for the first lap. So about a 78, 79 on the first lap. And just keeping that tuck right behind. Now here we have the tailwind on this straightaway, so really trying to increase the speed, make up a little bit for that headwind that's on the backside. Okay, so here comes Oaklie for the second lap. And here we are right at under 240. We're about 3 seconds under right here. And Angie is, Clara's in hot pursuit here. Okay, 247, Joshua and Brooklyn. And there goes Sam, Liam, and Nick as well, with their mom encouraging them. She's also a great runner. So here we have Oaklie coming around for the finish of the 3rd lap. Now this is a critical moment in the race where you really try to keep it up. We got Paige jumping in for a little bit of pacing here on this 3rd lap, and she's going to do an 800 later, doing a couple strides there, and we're right at 4 flat. So this is right on. If we can do an 80-second for the last lap, then she will be at 5:20 mile. Okay, here comes the chase pack. Now you can see Joshua and Clara both not wearing spikes. A little bit harder running that. We got Brooklyn with some great spikes on, but again, not required for this age. And in fact, it's just even more impressive when they don't wear spikes. But here comes Oaklie for the final surge. She really wants to hit that 5:20-mile pace and break her personal record. So here we go. We're getting close. Everybody's cheering her on. It's getting loud. And she crosses right in 5:20 low. So right at 5:20. What a great accomplishment for Oaklie. Love that feeling of just getting a personal best. It's so satisfying to know that you put in some great work. Here comes Joshua as well. Last year he tried so hard to break that 6-minute mile barrier. Now you can see he's way under that now. So 5:47. And Liam with another personal best, 5:50. And Nick, 5:50. Brooklyn also 5:50. 5:54 for Sam. And Clara coming in 5:57. Now Clara's run quite a bit faster, just a little bit of an off day today, but I was proud of her for getting after it. Okay, here's the next heat that we have. We have a lot of great athletes, and also some of our athletes who ran are gonna, in earlier heats, they're gonna jump in for some of the pacing duties on this one as well. We get a little preview of who we've got in this race. Okay, so first lap coming around. This is paced at a 6-minute mile right here. Brady's going for sub-6. He is in 3rd grade right now. So Brady's a state champion. He's won cross-country state championships. We also have Elle and Ashley, both going for that elusive 6-minute mile barrier. That is a very challenging, extremely challenging mark for these middle school and elementary youth that, if they hit that 6-minute mile, it means they're just doing fantastic. So that's something that a lot of them are targeting, really trying to stick on my 6-minute mile pace barrier there. Now we're going to want to see about a 3-minute 800 here as we come by after that first lap. First lap a little bit fast, and let's see where we are on this second lap. So Elle is really hanging on, and we got Ashton there as well, right at 3 flat. So we are on perfect pace. But now coming into this third lap, you've got that headwind. You round the corner and a very stiff headwind. We got Coach Ethan there as well, pacing a 6:30 mile, doing a fantastic job of that. Here we have Diesel coming through, one of our newer runners. He is showing a lot of promise. We've got Peter and Isaac and Marcy. Levi's doing some pacing duties there. We have Helen and Mary, one of our youngest athletes out there, and Mikkel as well, doing fantastic today. So our varsity standards for the boys are 6:30, and the varsity standard for the girls is 7:30. If they get that, then they get a uniform, and the uniform has a lightning bolt on it. It's a little bit different than the regular uniform. It's something that they work towards. But here we go, Brady finishing up the third lap. If we're on 4:30, we're right on pace. Now here we go, we see Ian making a big surge there. Big move on that third lap. And then we have Elle and Ashlyn really paying for that fast first couple laps, but really took a chance there. They're going for that 6 flat. There is Ethan. That is the varsity standard right there. If the boys can hang with that, then they are going to meet the varsity standard. All right, and there we go. We got a lot of great competitors. This is our largest heat for the day. Try to keep those structured so that we don't get lapping happening. So we've made these heats so we get good pacers, and these youth have somebody to run with or target off of for a lot of the way. A lot of these athletes are setting their personal best for the day. They've never run this fast before. There they go. Marty's making a move that last lap, really accelerating. He knows he has only one more lap left. And here comes Brady, only 15 seconds left to make it underneath that 6-minute mile barrier. He's done it before, but let's see if he can do it again. And it's 5:56, 57, 58. He did it. What a great increase in speed that last lap. He really turned it on that last 200 meters. And here comes Ian under 6:30 for the varsity standard again. He's done that before. Now, Elle and Ashlyn, both personal bests. Big personal best for both of them. They've been working really hard. Lucy as well, 7-second personal best. Ammon, first time coming out for the mile. Also hitting that varsity standard for the very first time. And right there, Owen, right at 6:30. Eli, just over, so close. And Penny and Angelina Diesel. So they are probably going to get it next time trial. And again, Penny way under the 7:30 mark for the girls as well. All right, here we come with Isaac and Helen and Peter. Peter is a competitive little sprint. I love it. He's surging right at the end. Such a fun sprint at the end. Him and Isaac and Helen all charging toward the finish. Now Mary, she has some serious grit there as well. Mary finishing up strong and stopping that watch. I'm so impressed that they have the sense to stop their watch coming across that finish line. All right, Marty making a charge to the end. So strong with a good lean right at. All right, and Mikkel with a strong finish, 7:40. So Mikkel, just fantastic. So close to that 7:30 mile for that time trial. All right, here is the final mile here. Pacing it out at a 7 flat. Now you'll see we've got some great pacers in here from the other heats. Also, we have Paige. Paige is doing an 800-meter time trial, and her mom, who qualified for the Olympics in the steeplechase, is pacing her mom as one of the top distance runners in Utah, especially for the marathon and half marathon. And they're going to go on to run a 2:45 800. Now here we go. We have this is going to be the 7 flat. Went through. I should have been a 1:45 there, but I went through much too fast. Okay. And that first lap really made him pay for that first lap right there. Didn't quite have the pace down right, but you know what? They were feeling good, and they kept up with me for a lot of it. So here we go. We've got Sister, pacing Sister, and Aiden coming up. Aiden is always so enthusiastic about these. He just has such a big smile on his face, loves coming to practice, kicking the soccer ball around. Love Aiden's just positive attitude. He's making some great progress. Now here we can see Paige surging to the finish line. She's giving it everything she has. For this 800 meter, you could have seen her in some of the prior heats, jumping in on some of those, just some stride outs. But here you can see 2:45.7 for Paige. What a great finish for her. All right, and we got the other athletes coming around for the 7-minute mile pace here. Again, for girls, 7:30 and faster is the varsity standard. For the guys, a lot of these guys are coming out for the first time. All right, Coach Ethan doing a great job pacing the other group. And right on now, 3:30. That's 7 flat. So slowed it down that second lap just to let them kind of recover, and then we try to surge into that third lap. See what we can do. Here comes Coach Ethan, perfect pacing for his 8 flat mile. Right there, 4 flat for this halfway point. These young athletes, a lot of them first time. Some of them have been training a while, but are making great improvements. Here comes Ashlyn, one of our pacers, and then Kinsey. She's trying to go sub 10, and she'll do it today. She's made some great progress. Aiden as well. Aiden behind her, trying to go sub 10. That's his big mark. Kinsey, I think she's going to get down closer to 8:30 this year. Honestly, I think she has the potential for that. Aiden definitely going to crack 10 again. I think he did it once last year, maybe with Coach Betsy. Just had an amazing effort last year. Okay, and here we go. We're coming up on to the end of our third lap here. Okay, this is where it gets really tough. You can see just the drive on their face. Annalise, she has already met the varsity standard a while back, but just trying to improve her mile time today. Here we go. We've got a couple pacers as well. We've got Lucy and Clara doing some pacing duties. Clara, part of our second place cross-country national team. So she traveled out to North Carolina, as did Penny. They're right behind Coach Ethan and Jaron. So Penny was part of our second place national team that just had a phenomenal race this past fall, winter. Ashlyn as well, part of that team, and they're looking to age up to the next group this next year and start running the 4K. So here we go. We're going to try to break that 7-minute mile. And it looks like it's in reach. She's shifting gears, driving to the end. And comfortably under that 7-minute mile. Here comes Annalise, comfortably under the 7:30 mark for varsity. Here she goes, 7:08. Some of the things that help the athletes get quite a bit faster, a lot of these young athletes still in elementary school, it's just being consistent, coming out, doing the workouts 3 times a week with the team, having a lot of fun with friends, making some great friends on the team, and it just becomes a part of their lifestyle, becomes part of their identity. They love that when these athletes have just really adopted it and really help others make that. Okay, there goes Penny, there goes Jaron as well. What a great finish. And we'll have a few more athletes finish it up here. And then after this mile heat, we'll show the results of the mile, all the heats combined for the boys and the girls. Again, we're about 4,600 feet elevation. So, the altitude conversion is about 6 to 7 seconds. For conversion, if they were at sea level, they'd go just that much faster with more oxygen. So we're about 86% oxygen levels here at this elevation. Really helps training at this elevation. They get additional red blood cells with the lower oxygen, and then when they go down to sea level, they feel stronger when they race. Almost stronger as you go on, the further you go, relative to those who don't train at altitude. So here we can see Kinsey with a strong finish, well under 10 flat here, with a strong 9:21. Okay, now we'll bring up some of the results and just see how these athletes did. With Aiden coming in the backstretch. Alright, so we had Oaklie at 5:20, Mae at 5:29, Brooklyn 5:50, Clara 5:57, just under. Okay, Elle and Ashlyn both great PRs as well. And then we have Ian with his 5:01, Charlie 5:09, West at 5:16, Cope just right behind them. You see some great performances. So many of these athletes ride at 6:30 or under. And so many that are out there for the very first time or just new runners making a great first mark for the season. Here comes Aiden, just over 10 minutes, 10:19. So close to that 10-minute barrier again. Okay, here goes an 800 meter. Some of our youngest athletes and some great pacers along the way. We've got William off to a very strong first lap. And he is almost on about a 6:10, 6:12, 6:14 pace right there. A 6:14 mile pace for his 800. And I think we went out that first lap just a bit aggressive for him. And so slowed it down a little bit coming into that wind, and then really tried to surge at the end. Here we got Johnny completing his first lap, and we have Hannah with a very cute hat. I love that. She always has such a smile and such a light for the other athletes. Here we have Niall. He's the younger brother of Annalise, and Annalise has just shown as today going sub 7:30 again, one of our varsity athletes. And Niall, one of the things I love about him is he is just so carefree. I mean, his mom tried to get him to stop eating a sucker during the race. I think he put it back in. All right, and here comes William for the finish. So such a strong finish here, and under the 7 flat mile pace, comfortably under that. Here comes Johnny with a strong finish as well, with a little bit of pacing help from Paige and Ashlyn. And a great finish at 3:46. 3:46. So we'll just review some of the results just as Hannah is coming down the finish line. Paige with her 2:45. Hannah 4:14. Will 3:25. Just excellent times here in the 800. Now these athletes today, we have the 1600, 800, 400, and 200. Hannah, I love. She just wants it so bad right at the end there. All right, and here we go for the 400 meter. We're just gonna waterfall start this. We have like almost the whole waterfall full here. And Amory is our 400 meter specialist. She wanted to go sub about 68, 67. Very, very windy today. And so it even got more windy during this race. But here we have the tailwind, but the legs are shot. Try to go hammer nail, raise, keep those knees high. and surge at the end. Amber's shoe came untied, but she didn't give up. Right there, about a 110, 111. Cope peeling off to the side. Ruby, strong finish with Sophie and Lucy, Clara, and Logan. Logan, our top boy finisher today. Sam and Anna as well. And here comes Annalise. Great 400 meter. Jared, now almost all of these athletes have already run before the mile or the 800. So here are the final results, with Amory in the lead and Logan in the lead for the boys. These are great first marks for the season. They'll be queuing off of these all season, try to beat their personal best times. And here we go for our 200 meter. Our very first 200 meter. We've got Annalise with the win. And Marcy coming in second with Penny in third. So just a great finish for those top three. And we got Asher and Peter. And I think that was not Mikhail. Sometimes the numbers mess up. So Benjamin. Okay, Niall coming in. And his little sister, Liesel. So great effort by these young kids. I just can't imagine how many steps relative to mine these, you're just a young kid like that. It seems so far. Here's our next heat. Elle pressing hard on the side, but Eli takes the victory, and Nolan. Okay, we've got and Ammon as well. Ammon's one of our new runners as well. Coach Ethan, so fast, and he slowed down a little bit, but I think he would have gone about a 25 if he had kept going. And here we have Amory and Penny. So Amory got about a 32, and Penny about a 33, 34. So just a great performance overall. We'll show some of the 200 meter results, and just wanted to congratulate all the athletes on the great performances today. We've got the varsity uniforms for those that got the varsity standard in the mile. And we'll have some other varsity standards for the other distances as well. Right now we're just queuing off of the mile. Here are the results for the 200. And a little bit about Roadrunners and the Roadrunner Junior Club. Just visit that website. You'll see a little bit more information on our schedule, about how to get involved, and some of the team philosophy for training. We also compete on a national level, but have great competition here in Utah as well. So thanks for joining for this time trial, and great job to all the athletes who participated today.